right, welcome everybody to our final edition of Led Zeppelin. We do part 1 and part 2. It's brought us up to Led Zeppelin 4, which it says here 1971, John.
Right.
So right now you're hearing Misty Mountain Hop, but pretty good album, I would say, overall, the 4.
See, I think it always gets better with Led Zeppelin. They've taken more and more time crafting the songs and doing the arrangements and thinking about what they want the sound to be. Zeppelin 1 is very rushed. Still sounds good, but it's very rushed. Zeppelin 2 is even more rushed. You know, everything's done on the road during their tours. Zeppelin 3 was a bit of a break, so it's a
more of acoustic,
a lot of acoustic things, a lot of country things, different things. So Zeppelin 4 was a return to the rock roots from Zeppelin 1. Plus, it still had a couple of homages toward the acoustic genre with the Battle of Evermore and even Four Sticks, you know, with the acoustic going in the background with that.
And of course it has Stairway to Heaven.
Right, which is always the #1 rock song on everybody's list.
And it's a great song, but I'm so sick of it. You know, it's been played so many times.
That's the problem with familiarity, is that ever so often it breeds contempt.
Right.
And then everybody would love it even more if you didn't hear it so much.
Yeah, I mean, Stairway to Heaven. Oh no, oh no.
There's the
How many million times have I heard that?
Yeah, in the film Wayne's World, there's the iconic image with a sign on the wall in the guitar store with "No Stairway."
Yeah. I'm not going to play it either because you've all heard it many, many times. But
plus, it eats up 8 minutes. It really should be 2 songs.
Right.
You know, the acoustic in the beginning, then
the
rock stuff,
and then it just goes.
It's a whole different. You know, it's what Zeppelin does best. It's the kind of cream stuff.
Right.
Where they take 3 different ideas and make it into one cohesive unit. Like how many more times in the first album?
Right.
That when they do these things live, they become 30-minute indulgences.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask you, since which one would you rather hear, the Battle of Evermore or Going to California, or do you have another one on the album that you would like to hear?
It's like picking children. They're all. I like them all.
Right.
But I tell you, the Battle of Evermore had a duet with a female singer named Sandy Denny.
Okay.
Who was from, I can't remember the name, but she was in a local California band and hooked up with Robert Plant, and Robert Plant invited her to sing on this. So she's the one who's got the very high-pitched female vocals toward the middle. Going to California is a beautiful, mellow kind of song, even with the kind of Hobbit lyrics with, it seems like somebody got a punch in the nose from the gods and things like that. Zakk Wylde, who played with Ozzy Osbourne or Black Label Society, did an album of cover songs with Going to California, and it's beautiful. Everybody who plays it very well. And the Battle of Evermore is the same thing. It's difficult not to like them.
All right, we're going to listen to a little bit of Battle of Evermore, and we'll listen to Going to California a little bit, okay?
Perfect.
I hear voices thunder down in the valley below. I'm waiting for the angels of Babylon, waiting for the eastern glow. The apples of the valley, oh, the seas of happiness. Ground is rich from tender care, repay, do not forget. No, no. woman unkind, smoked my stuff and drank all my wine. Made up my mind, make a new start, going to California with an aching in my heart. Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. Took my chances on a big jet plane. Never let them tell you that we're all the same. Oh, the sea was red and the sky was gray. Wondered how tomorrow could ever follow today. Mountains in the canyon started to tremble and shake. The children of the sun begin to wake. Watch out. It seems that the wrath of the gods got a punch on the nose and it's starting to flow. I think I might be sinking.
Okay, that was two cuts from Led Zeppelin 4. We heard The Battle of Evermore and Going to California. Kind of cut it short, but we have a lot of music to play.
You can hear with the Battle of Evermore the lush instrumentation,
Right.
the high-pitched vocals of Sandy Denny, who was from Fairport Convention. She played with the Strubs for a little while. Beautiful instrumentation.
She played with the Strawbs?
Yeah, in
Oh.
'66.
I saw them. I saw them a couple of years ago. They played in this very small kind of church up in West Milford. My brother-in-law is involved in this concert series, and they were great. About 150 people. That's it.
Well, Sandy Denny's been gone for a while.
Yeah, she wasn't there. No.
Yeah, she died when she was
Oh.
31.
All right. So I guess she couldn't make it.
no, otherwise occupied.
Yeah. Right.
Live fast, die hard.
Yeah. But they sounded good. Very underrated band, you know. But we have a guest in the studio, Darryl Richardson, and we got John Jefferson. We're talking about Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zeppelin.
So.
Back when album covers meant something.
Yeah, those
But,
are the days.
Let's go on to the album called Houses of the Holy, 1973.
So one of the big differences that you can kind of tell if you're a production geek, you could tell the instrumentation on the sound levels are different. Most of the stuff on Houses of the Holy was recorded with a portable studio
Right.
at Mick Jagger's country estate called Stargroves.
Mhm.
And the things that were on Led Zeppelin 4 were recorded in a house called Headley Grange in Berkshire. You can tell that big, fat, echoey drum sound on When the Levee Breaks,
Mhm.
these guys did in the house. So the entire house itself was the studio. Whereas with Houses of the Holy, it's a lot tighter sound, less echo.
Mhm.
You know, the drums didn't breathe so much.
All right, so we have The Song Remains the Same, The Rain Song, Over the Hills, The Grunge, Dancing Days, No Quarter, The Ocean, Do You Maker. So any preference?
Well, the song, everybody pronounces it all different ways. The D with an apostrophe, Y-E-R, M-A-K apostrophe R,
Mhm.
is like a quick and dirty pronunciation of the word Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
And after 10 seconds of listening to it, you know it's reggae influenced.
Okay.
By '73, these guys have been around the world 10
All right.
times, and they've been everywhere, and they're running out of rock ideas.
All right, so
They move everywhere.
let's hear a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's a definite left turn.
There it is. Now, this is a little departure, Dancing Days, and what can we say about this song?
This is classic Led Zeppelin. Listen to the guitars in the back, listen to the lyrics, listen to the drums. It all fits. And Stone Temple Pilots did a cover of this for a tribute album in the middle 1990s, and it's very faithful to the original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I heard it. Yeah. Yeah. It's really. I like it. It's kind of a little depressing, but.
It's because it's in an odd key.
Yeah, that's right.
It's in a high G kind of a key, where it's not played much on the bass strings, so it doesn't have that typical fat rock bass sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a treble sound, and the overdubs like this in the background with the slide are even higher, so it's off kilter compared to the normal.
All right, let's hear a little bit of it, and we'll be.
You know it's all in my heart. Be my only, my one and only. Is that the way it should start? Dude. You told your mama I'd get you home, but you didn't say it. I got no call. I saw a light and he was standing alone, the tadpole in a jar. You know it's alright. I said it's alright. I guess it's all in my heart, heart, heart. You'll be my only, my one and only. Is that the way it should start? So dancing days out here again as the summer evenings go.
Now here is the lead song. The lead song remains the same, and this is the first song on the album. What can we say about this one?
This is probably the most powerful because it's a little bit speedier than the rest. But the message behind this song is this is a worldly song.
Mm-hmm.
That no matter where you are, people are people, the song remains the same.
Okay.
This is like one of those Peter Gabriel, I love the world kind of things.
Okay. Yeah, it is it's kind of reminds me a little bit. Not that it's kind of a song that Rush would do, or it's it's kind of a speed song with a power speed.
Yeah.
Well, here it is. Song remains the same. Okay, that was the song remains the same, and I think we're going to move on from there to the Physical Graffiti album. It's a double album, right?
It originally started out as an in-between kind of 1.5.
Right.
There were enough songs for about 55 or 58 minutes, more than 40, which you could fit on the standard LP, but not enough for a double. So after they've done their sessions, they've recorded things with Headley Grange again. They've recorded with Ronnie Lane's mobile studio. They've done Mick Jagger's mobile studio. They went back to Island Records in London. They've been everywhere. They started to pull out things that were leftovers from previous albums, like the instrumental Bronny Arm came out of Led Zeppelin 3. It was 2 minutes too long for the Zeppelin 3 album, but it was perfect for the Physical Graffiti album. And here and there little things, like Houses of the Holy doesn't have a song named Houses of the Holy. Physical Graffiti does, because you got left off of Houses of the Holy. Believe it or not.
That seems so strange because the album was called, you would think that the song would be on there.
Well, by this time, Zeppelin is happy to thumb their nose at the critics.
Right.
You know, Led Zeppelin 4 is only 4 because we say so. It actually has no words in the cover, not even Led Zeppelin. So these guys are just happy to keep throwing a wrench in the press works. And whether it's by leaving the title track off the album or putting the title track on the next
Makes it
album.
a little confusing, you know? Yeah, it does.
There's a song, Houses of the Holy, but there's no song, Physical Graffiti. That's another made-up name.
Yeah.
It seems that they're happy to do random things outside of the music. Like the front cover is a picture of 2 row houses next to each other in St. Mark's Place in New York City. There's no good reason for that.
What is the cover where this guy's like, it looks like he's gardening or an old man gardening? What album is that from?
Right, that's from 4.
Oh, 4, okay.
Right. The Houses of the Holy has the avant-garde red sunset over the hills in Northern Ireland with the naked children.
Very surrealistic,
They got them, having the naked children on the front cover got them into a lot of trouble in the South.
Right. So
they used to have to put paper covers over the front.
Another album that would get everybody in trouble today is the Blind Faith album, the first. I mean, that's a little strange, but
that reminds me of the Cactus album.
I don't remember that. That was
the large cactus in the middle with the 4 small cacti around the side.
Wow.
The original had 1 large cactus in the middle and 2
Oh.
on the outside, so you can figure, imagine what that would be.
All right, I'm playing Custard Pie. So
This is what happens when you put distortion on blues music. This is a regular A5, A6, A7 kind of blues riff. Even with the harmonica here, sounds awesome. Turn it up to 11 and you get Custard Pie.
all right, let's hear a little bit of it. I'm gonna play a favorite of mine now, and I think it's in the top 3 or 4 of all their songs.
Well, absolutely, and everybody who's a legitimate fan of Zeppelin says so, because this combines everything.
Right.
Here you have the Middle Eastern mystic theme, you have the rock drums that breathe rather than cardboard drums, you have the perfect vocals that are not too high and not too low. You have guitar that's rock guitar, then you have the clavinet that comes in toward the middle part. This is all the pieces of the Zeppelin Pie that work.
And a very Eastern Indian feel. So let's listen to Kashmir, okay? And they've done a lot of covers on this song too. A lot of people have covered it.
Sounds caress my ear.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Physical Graffiti album. This is now 1975, and they're big, right? I mean,
Well,
they're
world
huge.
tours already.
Yeah.
I'm just on the strength of the first 4.
Right.
Plus add another 2 years to it. One of the little known things that happens between Houses of the Holy and Physical Graffiti is it takes a long time to record this because John Paul Jones is so tired of touring, he threatens to quit. Winchester Cathedral made him an offer that he could be the choir master, and he's seriously thinking, well, I'm already set for life because if he didn't dabble in the same things the other guys dabbled in, he kept his money. So he didn't send it to Never Neverland.
Right.
So he doesn't tour because he needs the money. He tours because he wants to be with the other guys and he likes the music.
Right.
And you're going to see increased contributions from him with Physical Graffiti, with Presence, and with In Through the Outdoor, where he didn't really have that many on 1 and 2, maybe 3, maybe Houses of the Holy, but it gets more and more toward him playing a very central, pivotal role. Partly because he's the only guy who's not clouded with his judgment, but partly because the other guys, they like him. They want him in the band. They don't want Winchester Cathedral to steal him away to be a choir master.
Right.
His legacy is to be a rock, rock god and a choir master.
Well, just probably, he may have been going under a catharsis or something. I mean, that is quite a departure from Led Zeppelin, who kind of, many people think they're satanic influenced or the dark side, and that's crossing over.
See, that's all. Now that it's 30 years since, we have the benefit of hindsight, so we can see that, in all honesty, all that stuff is invented. That is a way to get people's attention, get you in newspapers, get you in the rock magazines, the New Music Express, Rolling Stone, whatever you have, and get your attention and sell your records. We didn't have Twitter in 1975. We had the Rolling Stone magazine or New Music Express saying Jimmy Page worships the devil.
Yeah, I know.
And then some rare freak occurrences happen to make people really believe that. Especially with John Bonham passing away. People like to blame it on Jimmy Page, who's dabbling in the occult.
Right.
But it's no different than other mysticism, and it's no different than anything else.
Well, this is another one of my favorites from the album, 10 Years Gone, and it's almost epic in its breadth.
Yeah. This was done in the same sessions as the Rover, as the Custard Pie and In My Time of Dying in '74.
Oh, okay.
So it was not an outtake. This was designed to be one of these songs on the record. So this has that new punchy feel rather than the old stale feel of a leftover.
Right.
But this is a song about what happens if you look back and you say, what if?
Right.
10 Years Gone was about Robert Plant thinking about, what if I hadn't met my current wife, Maureen? What if I stayed with my last girlfriend 10 years ago? Then, as it was.
Yeah. Well, here it is. Let's listen to a little bit of it.
Though the course may change sometimes, rivers always reach the sea. Blind skies of fortune, each have separate way. On the wings of maybe, down in birds of prey. Kinda makes me feel sometimes didn't have to go. But as an eagle leaves the nest, got so far to go. Change has spilled my time, baby, that's alright with me. In the midst I think of you and how it used to be.
right. So, great song. 10 years gone.
Yeah.
And you want to end this off with any song from here, or would you like to hit a Rover or Houses of the Holy? What do you think represents this album?
What represents this album, which shows the light and the shade, is In My Time of Dying.
Okay.
But it's more than 9 minutes long, and it's got pieces of blues, it's got pieces of harmonica, it's got all the things that make Zeppelin the rock powerhouse that they are.
All right, so let's In My Time of Dying. And I like this album. There's a lot of great cuts on it.
Yeah. If we only had 100 hours.
A lot of great cuts on this album, and you know, it's hard to argue that they're not in their prime on this.
So one of the funny things about this song, and the same is true with When the Levee Breaks, this was originally recorded in an open G tuning, but it plays as an open A because with Varaspeed tape speeding, with the recorder, it's sped up. Just like When the Levee Breaks is in E when they play it, but on the record it's an F. It's been sped up an entire half step.
Wow.
This was sped up an entire whole step.
All right, so yeah, here we go. Just a lot of, again, songs combined, different types, and
5, 6 different tempo changes.
5, 6 in different tempos.
It all works.
It works. Here it goes.
In my time, want nobody to mourn. All I want for you to do is take my part home. So I can die easy. So I can die Jesus gonna make it my dying bed. Jesus, me. Ooh, me, oh yeah. If my wings should fail me, Lord, please meet me with another prayer. Well, so I can die.
I couldn't leave this Physical Graffiti album without playing this song. So it's called The Rover,
Yeah.
and
This is another one of those songs about the world.
right.
I've been all around the world, seen 7 wonders, no place left to go. But the guitar solo on this is perfect.
Here it is, The Rover. Okay, that was The Rover. That we've been talking about physical graffiti. There's a lot of other great cuts on here. But we're going to go over to Presence in 1976.
Yeah, this took a long time because of the 2-year touring cycle, but also because Robert Plant got himself into a bad car wreck in Greece, and doctors didn't know if he'd walk again, and so this album had a big question mark over it. Is Zeppelin going to be the same as it was? So this, in addition to that, they had a sense of urgency. They recorded this in less than 2 weeks because the studio where they had in Germany was going to be taken over by the Rolling Stones for Black and Blue as soon as they were finished. So it was right down to business, no messing around, no laziness, and it's got a big sense of urgency. That seems to be the big critical adjective to this is urgency.
Yeah.
All the songs are quick, all the songs they're all going in a certain direction.
And Achilles' Last Stand, which we're hearing in the background now, certainly has urgency.
Oh, it does. It's got that quick triplet bass feeling. It's another one of these indulgent songs about everything that's going on at the time. Are we going to make it? Is the world going to be different? Are things going to be the same? Is this going to work out, or is it just time to call it a day? They've had great success until then, so if they left, they could certainly leave on top.
Yeah. Well, they've been now playing for about 5 years, 6 years, maybe even longer. 69, right?
Yeah, 6.5 definitely as Led Zeppelin, plus a few months before as the New Yardbirds. But everybody in the band's been playing live since 65, 66. Right. So they're grizzled veterans now, 10 years. Talk about 10 years gone. They're 10 years on the road.
Why did they name it Achilles' Last Stand? I can imagine the chaos and the vitality of that time back 3,000 years ago. I can see the battle. I can see a battle where the Achilles in it, right?
Yeah, the music certainly suggests that, but the real reason is more of a, I suppose, a hidden kind of wink toward the Isle of Rhodes where he had his car wreck. Achilles was a famous character from Greek mythology, and he got into that wreck in Greece. I think somebody hit him head on. He was badly laid up.
Yeah.
Sang all the songs, did the entire recording, all the tracking, sitting in a chair with a cast in his full leg.
Right. Okay, let's listen to a little bit of it fully, and then we'll be off to another one.
This is another beautiful solo.
I think the term that was coined really applies to them when all of a sudden people were talking about rock gods, and I think there's not a bigger band that would fit that description. They certainly are now rock gods by this time.
They've transcended all the different genres of music. They've got country, blues, they've got acoustic stuff. They have, you might even argue that songs like this are the beginning of heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
Now this just doesn't let up.
Mm-hmm.
Even where it softens, it's still quick, still fast and in your face and urgent and urgent and urgent. Now, out of all the records, they may have songs that are not as listenable as others, but no such thing as a bad song.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was clunkers, not even the outtakes.
Well, John Bonham now has about, he died in 80,
Right.
so he's got 3 more years, right, after this album. I mean, even his drumming has a lot of urgency to it, you can sense, maybe he sensed that his time was near, who knows,
Maybe other things.
Other things also that entered into it, but
Bonham is atypical for drummers in the 70s. He co-writes some of the songs, he comes up with intricate ideas. Most bands are run by a single dominant tyrant kind of a person. An Ian Anderson kind of Jethro Tull thing where it's my way or the highway.
Right.
But Zeppelin is more about 4 guys who are all competent musicians, who are all rowing in the same direction. They understand that destination is so important, the music is so important that maybe you do defer to Jimmy Page on some arrangements, and maybe you do defer to John Paul Jones and others.
Well, you certainly can't. I mean, I think they, they're second to none for musicianship. They're second to none.
These 4 guys are the real super
Yeah. I mean, they're virtuoso musicians. They're musicians, virtuoso musicians. So
one of the rare things is even the solo stuff, when they're not together, the solo stuff is still good.
Right.
But it still leaves you wanting more. Like when Page and Plant first came back in 1994, they put out No Quarter. This was the biggest deal. They sold out every stadium they played.
Oh, I bet.
They played Glastonbury Festival in '97. They sold it out.
What do you think? What is their? We all know their appeal, but they communicate in a way that very few bands do.
Because they don't have all the egotistical problems with each other.
Yeah.
It's a shared social network with the 4 guys. It's not Ian Anderson and then whoever he hires.
Right.
Or Ozzy Osbourne and whoever he hires.
Right.
This is the 4 Zeppelin guys and their friends.
Yeah. And that's why they when John Bonham died, they didn't feel they could go on as Led Zeppelin.
No.
Because they're minus a very important piece.
Yeah, Robert Plant and John Bonham were childhood friends. They grew up together in the same part of West Bromwich.
Right.
In the middle of England.
Yeah. So we have also on this album, For Your Life, Royal Orleans, Nobody's Fault But Mine, Candy Store Rock, Hot's On for Nowhere, and Take T for One.
T for One is a lot like Since I've Been Loving You.
Right.
The kind of younger brother, older brother, kind of thing, or even parent and child. T for One is a very long, indulgent blues kind of thing. Beautiful stuff. Perfect if you have headphones. Turn the volume up, close your eyes, sit back and relax on a couch or an easy chair, and it's just, it will spirit you away to a different place. Some of the other songs are bits of left field kind of things. With this, there's less of mysticism, like Kashmir is gone. Achilles' Last Stand, once that finishes, the other songs are about, Royal Orleans is named after a hotel they used to stay in New Orleans. It's still there. Now it's the Omni of Royal Orleans. An encounter they had with maybe things that are too graphic for the genteel radio.
Yeah. Well.
But a unique, odd encounter they had with a certain fan. John Paul Jones, of all people. You're gonna have to look that up and
Yeah,
see for yourself.
I know what you're talking about. But let's hear for T for One. Let's go there.
One of the ironic things is For Your Life was never played in concert until 2007 with the O2 concerts with Ahmet Ertegun. T for One was kind of morphed into Since I've Been Loving You, since they were both long songs and they became these indulgent 20-minute guitar solos.
You know, this album, I would have to say I'm less familiar with this album than any other of the other ones. And the other one would be In the Light. What is that? The last two.
In the Light from Physical Graffiti. In Through the Outdoor is the last one.
Yeah, Into the Outdoor. I'm not as familiar with these albums as maybe. I don't know what I was doing there in that time, but I didn't listen to them like I had Led Zeppelin once before.
These were spaced too far out for Zeppelin to be urgent in the music business and to be front and center in the top 20 Billboard, top.
Because this actually, now 76 disco is coming in.
Yeah, and disco does a lot to hurt the rock industry as a whole. So does punk. Believe it or not, punk does a lot to.
Oh yeah, well, it's really antithesis of Led Zeppelin. Yeah. It's the antithesis of production music and the big sound, and it's like let's get back to the nitty gritty. Let's get back to old time rock in some way.
Yeah, I've always thought of punk music as an art movement masquerading as music.
Right.
Because you look at the image you see with the Sex Pistols or the Dead Boys or even other groups, and they're not good musicians at all.
No, I mean a few of the songs I like. Some of Blondie's stuff I like, and a few others. But as a whole, as a genre of music, I just think it's nowhere near this.
No. So if you're looking for musicianship, you won't find it there.
No.
So if you're looking for a relationship to have with it, it's got to be with the art movement of it.
Right.
With ever so often, Thomas Jefferson used to say, "The tree of liberty must be refreshed with the blood of patriots ever so often." A little revolution now and then is a good thing.
By the way, I don't know if you're aware of it, but your name was mentioned in yesterday's concert, which was very good, by the way, Woodstock. I don't know if you heard about it.
I didn't have a chance to make it.
The Woodstock concert, which we had at the school yesterday, which really showed off our school very well, and the songs were great.
That young people learn about these songs and these different artists.
Mm-hmm. But they said that a couple of songs by Gracie Slick were done, and then they said we have a teacher here who the band was named after, and they mentioned your name. But
Jefferson Airplane isn't named after me.
I know, but it was Rob Meyer's humor, and it was funny. It was good. But anyway, getting back to Led Zeppelin. Let's. We're hearing now T for One.
And this could easily be Since I've Been Loving You #2.
Right. I've never heard this song. I have never heard this song. This is completely new to me. What other song on here would be something that maybe was popular?
No one's fault but mine could be easily seen as kind of a part two or a continuation of In My Time of Dying.
Right.
That's another one of these bluesy types. But the sound here is different from the bluesy stuff.
I've heard this one. All right, let's listen a little bit of Nobody's Fault But Mine, and then we're going to go on to their last album, and
Into the Outdoor.
Into the Outdoor.
The end of everything.
All right.
for the mind. Nobody's for mine.
Okay, now we're going to move on to their last album, Into the Outdoor. And
This is another one of those different albums that they're
Right.
struggling to remain relevant, which
Right.
is where the phrase "into the outdoor" comes from. Trying to stay relevant is going into the outdoor. This particular song in the background, "All My Love," is one of two that Jimmy Page didn't write or didn't have any writing credit with. Near the South Bend Soiree. Due to all the forces that are dividing the band, with Bonham and Page in one camp with their substances and indulgences, and then Robert Plant and John Paul Jones in the other camp. This is definitely less of a Jimmy Page rock album and more of a John Paul Jones keyboard album.
Yeah, it definitely has a less bombastic feel to it.
Yeah, this is, I suppose, the next evolution of what Zeppelin could look like, and I doubt that another Zeppelin album, if everybody had survived, would have sounded like this ever again. But there's all kinds of guesswork. There's what if Bonham didn't pass away? Would Jimmy Page have succumbed to the heroin?
Right.
He was really bad by the time this came out.
Yeah. Page also.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Plant?
He gotten himself straight by this time.
Okay.
He had the big scare with the car wreck. But this song itself is another interesting story. He and his wife Maureen had a son named Carrick, and Carrick had died of a bacterial infection. This song was an homage to him, a tribute to him. So Page didn't have many reasons to be distracted.
I'm trying to. Maybe you know the song. I was trying. I don't know what album it's on, but it's about Plant singing about his baby who's going to all the bars and you can't trust her, and I forget the name of that song, but it's a very good. Has a good melody.
There are a few of those songs.
What? Yeah.
There are a few of those songs. Oh, I could have said it if you didn't tell me, if you didn't ask.
Well, we'll get. But it's like my baby.
Oh, that's
does this.
Hey Hey What Can I Do?
Yeah.
That was one song that wasn't released until they put out a box set in.
Because I don't see it on any of these albums. No.
No, it wasn't on the albums. It was actually on a single that was not released in the U.S. but was released in Canada.
Oh.
I remember my father telling me stories that he and his friend would go to. They drove all the way up to Canada to get the single for it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Your father was a real big Led Zeppelin fan. I take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that. I like that song, but it's
It's one of those country, hoedown kind of things.
Yeah.
It's got an interesting innuendous vocal kind of track, but the music itself is not typical Zeppelin 1 rock. This was left out of Zeppelin 3. I suppose they thought you could either have Hats Off to Roy Harper or you could have Hey Hey What Can I Do. and they just closed their eyes and they picked one or the other.
So you think it was during that time period?
Yeah, it definitely was during those sessions.
Okay, we're going to end it with in the evening. Probably the title track of this.
The opening track. This is the closest this gets to a powerful song.
Yeah.
This record doesn't have many guitar indulgences, but this is definitely a John Paul Jones collaboration. You can hear with the drone in the background, and then the guitar comes out, and it's almost in front, but it's not quite. It's almost heavy.
John Paul Jones is really kind of the architect of this album.
Yeah. It's all good stuff.
All right, let's listen a little to it, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. Okay, Led Zeppelin, our finale, and I just wanted to run a quick question by you before we end the show.
Sure.
What do you think so many of these rock stars, Clapton, obviously Led Zeppelin, John Lennon, they all really had bad heroin problems, and why did they get themselves so involved in that?
I can't speak from experience because I've never
either
done drugs, but I suppose by watching shows like A&E Channel's Intervention, it's got such a powerful grip. Some of the people who have experienced heroin or opium have said that it's like being back in the womb. I feel warm and fuzzy, and you just never want to let go. And it's got such a mental grip and a physical grip on you that it's just painful to detox.
Right, and I guess a lot of this music came out of drug states.
Well, not much of the music comes out of heroin.
Right.
But a lot of music comes out of the other more active,
LSD.
Whether it's LSD, whether it's with the LSD 25 with the Beatles, or Jimi Hendrix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And plus, I think the environment, the milieu that they were in, attracted, every drug dealer in the area,
Right.
And they had a lot of money, and
there's always groupies. There's always people who want to, hang with the band. And
right. No, can you
be friends with somebody? Plus, it certainly helps them, because they're making money off the deal.
Right.
But it ruins people's lives in the end.
Yeah.
For whatever spark of creativity, you pay the price.
Yeah, so many people paid for their lives with the drugs.
Yeah.
Bonham, Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Keith Moon.
And Moon was one of the pivotal rock drummers. Moon would have been just in addition to pound for pound, beer for beer,
Yeah.
or line for line with John Bonham,
Yeah.
he's instrumental in even giving birth to Zeppelin.
Right.
He's sitting at the table
Right.
with Jimmy Page, talking about it. Yeah, it's going to go over like a lead balloon.
Yeah.
John Entwistle, the bassist for the Who, says, "No, Led Zeppelin."
And that's how they got
Yeah.
their name.
So they have a Godfather kind of status, or,
right.
Dutch
And,
uncle kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you can see the influence the Who had on them a little bit, in
But
some of the
certainly
songs.
with the drugs and with
Yeah.
the wild party behavior.
Right.
Zeppelin doesn't have violent music.
No.
But the tour antics are the stuff of legend.
Right.
There are a couple of books that have come out about the Zeppelin tours. Like, the most well-known is Hammer of the Gods, written by Stephen Davis. But the Zeppelin guys never got along with Stephen Davis. So Richard Cole, the tour manager, wrote his own book about called Stairway to Heaven. It was an orange paperback. And if you didn't believe that this was real, you'd never think that this is possible. These guys are just like monsters. They are megalithic. They go everywhere, and everybody wants a piece of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they have some odd ways of winding down. There was one show they did towards 75, or toward might have been toward the record release of Zeppelin 4 in 71, 72, in that era, where somebody on one of the promotion staff brought them a big bottle of champagne, one of those, I forget what you call it, but it's like the 6-gallon, 4-foot tall bottle of champagne. By the time the night was over, the bottle was empty. John Bonham just drank the whole bottle himself.
Somehow, these drummers, you got to watch out for them. They go crazy. But John, I want to thank you once again for this informative and I think very good show.
It is always a pleasure to work with you.
Yeah, and we'll leave it with, what song is it? I think it's from In the Outdoor. Anyway, it just came up. But I want to thank you, and 3 hours of this, I believe, 3 hours on Led Zeppelin, and I hope some of you have enjoyed it and got some information. I know it's not Carol, no, I can't even think. What?
I can hear it now. This is South Brunswick.
Yeah, okay. But who does the...
Carol Miller.
Yeah, Carol Miller. I can't remember the last name.
This is 3 hours to get the letter.
We don't get as deep into the trivia of Led Zeppelin, but
I don't know Jimmy Page's shoe size.
Yeah, I don't know his shoe size or which hand Robert Plant cut his fingernails first. I don't know, but if you looked at Carol Miller, he could tell you. But anyway, thanks, John, and we'll leave you with this last song.